Hey everyone, it's Sani. I'm doing a classic kind of vintage pin-up look next. I love 40s and 50s pin-up illustrations. I absolutely adore them, and I love the kind of really classic vintage pin-up look. It's obviously a liner look, and you also have strong brows, and in that era they used to kind of arch the brows up and then down, and then kind of red, pinky red cheeks and red lips, of course, and don't forget your beauty spot. I guess Dita Von Teese is the most famous celebrity to kind of wear it these days, but everybody has done it, and you can kind of give it your own twist, and depending on what suits your eyes. Like, I haven't done anything on my bottom lash, as I don't have any mascara. I haven't done any liner under my eye because I feel like this look suits me a lot better without. But if you think that you look better with, then you're kind of free to do that. And also, I like really matte lips. I'm using Ruby Woo from MAC for this look. I really like a matte red, but if you prefer a glossier red, feel free to use kind of either a gloss on top or a different kind of glossy red lipstick. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off with my Matte Velvet by Makeup Forever, and I'm using a 30, which is one shade lighter than I am, but I want to lighten my skin a little bit. And I'm just going to put it all on with my MAC foundation brush. This is the 190, and then I'm going to buff it in. And I'm buffing it in using my MAC 130. Then I'm going to cover my spots using the Dermacolour light palette, and this is from, you can get this from pro makeup stores, and it's only about £14, and it's totally fantastic. And I'm using my MAC 224 to buff the colour in. Under the eyes, I'm going to use my Makeup Forever concealer in a 315. I'll just put it in the back of my hand and buff it in with the same MAC brush. The concealer is great, but the actual applicator is really rubbish in it. MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural in a light. And under the eyes and around the nose, I like to go in with a smaller brush. This is the Bobbi Brown Eye Blender brush. For an eye primer, I'm using MAC Painterly. Then over the whole lid, I'm going to use MAC Vanilla, which is kind of an off-white bone colour, I guess you'd call it, with my MAC 227 brush, and just cover the whole lid. I'm then going to use MAC Cork, which is kind of like a light brown, but it has a warm undertone to it, and I am using my Sigma small tapered blending brush, and I'm just going to take that into the crease. I'm then going to blend it out, whether I'm using a warm colour, a peachy colour. I'm using, this is called Samoa Silk, and it's a really peachy colour, but it's a matte. And I'm using my MAC 217 brush. For lining, I'm going to use the MAC Blacktrack with my favorite brush for lining, which is the Shu Uemura 6M. And just start in the middle of your eye, work inwards and then outwards, and then decide where you're going to wing it out. It's a fairly strong line, but work in very small sections and you'll get there. I like to get close to the lash line first and then start building it up. So then there's no kind of those telltale gaps between the lashes. And then I'm going to start building it up and I'm going to decide where I want to wing it. So I want the wing to go quite high up. Now what I like to do is I like to kind of make it a little bit thicker just here, and that kind of gives you that Marilyn angle to the liner. So just here. So the lash line first. Then check where your other line goes. So the liner kind of looks like this, and then I'll try and get the ends really, really pointy. I hope you can see that. I'm then going to do my waterline with my Guerlain Call Me Ivory pencil, and it's just a kind of off-white white. And apply some Great Lash Mascara by Maybelline. I'm going to use some Eyelure lashes. These are the 116s and they're lengthening. And I'm just going to use my duo adhesive. So grip the lashes with a tweezer, and then I just spread glue on the lashes. I use a manicure stick to do that. And then you just wait for about 30 seconds. And then press the middle part in first. And then do the outer corner, pull it out. And then the inner corner. And then I like to use the other end of the tweezers just to keep pressing it into place. Another coat of mascara, just to combine your lashes with the fake lashes, and also just to give them that extra little bit of oomph. The brows are usually very, very strong. Mine are not naturally very strong. So I am going to use Matte Concrete, which is this one here. It's a darker brown, but it's kind of like has a grey undertone to it. And I'm going to go firstly over where my natural brow is, but then I'm going to start bringing it down a little bit here in the inner corner of the eye. And then I'm going to also arch it really strongly. And just build like a really strong arch. Now my eyebrows are actually a really different shape and they will never be exactly the same, but I figure that's what gives people character. For blusher, I'm going to use Dollymix, and I am going to use it on, I guess, the apples of my cheek. Well, not exactly apple, just slightly. My apple would be here, so I'm going to use it on the apple and slightly above. And then just blend it out towards the ear. I'm going to use a little bit of highlighter, but I'm using a powder one. I'm using the Shu Uemura one in Peach 42. And I'm just going to use a fan brush. This is the Eve Pearl fan brush. Just to highlight the cheekbones. Actually, I might sweep a little bit of this just under my brows as well. I'm going to use the MAC 227. And I'm just dabbing a highlight just under the brow. Then we'll do lips. I'm using my favorite, MAC's Ruby Woo, which is kind of a cherry red, and then I'm using MAC's Cherry to line it. So line your lips very carefully, because this is really about having very, very red lips. And I'm then going to use my MAC 316 lip brush to fill them in. And then just do beauty spot. I'm going to do mine really close to my eye, just here, and I'm using MAC Smoulder. This is the look finished. So there is, the actual eyeshadow is super easy. You just have to kind of perfect your liner and work on it for a little bit. Arch the eyebrows, and also obviously try and pale your skin out a little bit. You don't need to go overboard so that your neck and your like chest area looks a completely different color, because that's not going to look attractive either. But just like go down by a shade or two just to make yourself a little bit paler if you have tan after the summer. And then always remember a beauty spot. Really kind of red pinky cheeks and obviously very, very red lips. So I hope you like the look, and if you like my channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!